Can you pick any music you want for this intro?
Bob, we're in the video.
I know, but I want to know. Like, can you pick? By the way, Pep got it on this new app. Can you pick any song you want, or is that like?
That's the default, but yeah, no, that's just in the default. But yeah, we can set it up and do our own thing, girl.
Can we do another one? Can we do one? Can you redo the intro with the? Oh, you don't
You
know
want
how
me
to
to
do that.
stop it right now?
You have to stop it. Can you just redo that video again, like the intro?
Yeah, but anything you play, you have to upload. So you want me to upload
oh,
it?
so that was the video you downloaded.
No, let's.
Oh,
It's the video that came pre-downloaded for new
got
members.
it. Got it.
And
Hi
you can,
everyone.
if you want to add stuff, you can, but you have to upload anything. If you want to make any changes, you have to like upload it and do all that. Hi, everybody.
It's like I feel like we have a morning show. Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Well, I feel like morning shows are also like if you do a morning show, you really the latest you can start it, in my opinion, is 9 a.m. Eastern. Because if you start it at 9 Western, it's going to be noon.
And people are gonna be at work already, and they're not gonna be listening, and they're not gonna be stopping half the day to listen to the thing. That's true,
right?
Yeah. I agree. Let me make this light a little brighter, and let me make this light a little more dim below. I got underlighting.
Who's dim below?
Huh?
Who's dim below?
Down below, bitch. Wait, look. This is it without the underlighting.
Uh-huh.
And this is it with the underlighting.
Underlighting for sure.
Yeah. It adds a nice little touch. Hey everybody, so we got people in the chat already. Let's see what's going on in the chat. We're gonna talk about some stuff today, y'all. The fracking. Race, the fracking, period. Okay, what are people saying? Where are y'all coming live to us from? For those of you watching on Twitch, thank you so much. I'm just seeing if anybody got any questions.
You're multi-streaming. I only have it over on Instagram, over on the gram.
I'm multi-streaming because this is my first one. I wanted to see like Pep always looks like she smells good.
You're so tech savvy.
I know. I have to redeem myself, darling, because people think based on a couple of clips that they've seen of me and you, people think that I'm like just tech illiterate.
It's like people think based on an abundance of evidence.
No. It's not an abundance. It's just a couple of things.
It's because
a couple of viral clips.
Have you ever done this with a shirt with a face on it? Look, this is always fun. Ready to do this?
If you make it wing. She looks like Barbie now.
Right? I love to. There it is.
Yeah. Oh, now it's that not filter. It's like that filter.
Bad bitches to the left.
Hey, Vancouver's in the house. We got people from the Netherlands in the house.
The Netherlands.
Yeah, I was just in the Netherlands. Yeah, we got people from Vancouver.
What are you doing in the Netherlands?
We have Belgium and lots of European here. Yeah, we have Canada in the house.
What were you doing in the Netherlands?
I was in the Netherlands in Amsterdam because I was hi Kyle McIntyre, congrats on the new music video. I was in the Netherlands because I was in Amsterdam.
Why are all these comments popping up on my face? Are you doing that?
Oh, is it on your face?
No, it's like in my box. Are you doing that?
I'm doing that, bitch.
Interesting. I mean, this is my first time joining this application. It's quite interesting to me.
Yes. Anyway, what I was going to say was I was there because I was doing Amsterdam Pride, basically the kickoff to Amsterdam Pride. And now I got to go to Kyle's and take his thing down. Sorry, I left Kyle's thing up on top.
Taking Kyle down, honey.
I'm going to take you down, Kyle. Where are you? Here you are. Hide. I was in the Netherlands. It was the kickoff to Amsterdam Pride. Super excited about it. It's this party called Milkshake. I was there with Trixie, but we weren't there on the same day. It was a grand old Opry. It was a grand old time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting because first I was supposed to go there because of well, I was supposed to go there for Amsterdam Pride, but then or Milkshake Festival, which is the kickoff to Pride. But then there a Fox network in Amsterdam in Netherlands purchased Call Me Mother, the reality TV show that I'm a judge
Yeah.
and so and now they started showing it, and they wanted me to go out there to promote it, which meant it was like a 2-for-1 kind of deal, you know those. So I was like doing Pride, or Milkshake Festival at Pride, but then also doing this promoting of the show, and we were going to have a press junket. We were going to promote the show, and it was going to be some crossover, and they split the costs. Long story short, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to go out there because the strike, this was negotiated way like months and months ago. But then in the wake of the strike, we had to make some adjustments to what I was going to be able to do, which meant not talking about any TV shows or doing any type of appearances connected to any major platforms or, producers part of the AMPTP. And for a while, it was looking like I wasn't going to get to go. But we negotiated it, and it worked out. And thank you very much to the people at Fox who were gracious enough to not ask for their money back.
Give us our money. Give us our motherfucking money back.
No, so I could go and do the gig. That was really nice.
That's amazing.
A skinless cat is a bit concerning. What? A skinless cat? What are y'all? I'm just trying to. Somebody's like, you were there smoking. I was there smoking.
Cat,
yeah, I was smoking.
I've heard of hairless cats, and that is concerning, but a skinless cat is incredibly concerning. I agree.
Yeah.
There's only so many ways to skin a cat. What's the expression? There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Oh, now I want to ask you, what did you end up doing at all yesterday?
Yesterday? Oh, well, yeah, yesterday. What did I do? What did I do yesterday? Did I do something? What did I do?
I'm making it seem like I'm hinting at something, but you and I have not talked about this at all. So,
yeah, I was like, what? I went and did some stand up. Me and Deja Sky and Thor actually hung out yesterday. I was hanging out with Deja Sky yesterday, and then I went and did some stand up, and Deja and Thorgy joined me over at the Comedy Store here in Los Angeles, California. And I've been doing stand up out of drag. I mean, if I do my own show, I'll be doing it in drag. But if I'm like guesting on someone else's show or doing like 15 minutes, I'm not getting no full drag to go do 15 minutes stand up for a bunch of straight people who don't know who I am. You know what I mean?
Is that what you ended up doing? That was the stand up moment? So it was like a open mic moment.
Well, it's not open mic. It was a book show, but it just was. But it was just like.
What's the name of the show?
It was called Tag It, the Sklar brothers. I don't know if you ever watched What We Do in the Shadows, but the Sklar brothers are the twins.
I do remember that.
The Sklar brothers are the twins who are on that show.
On the show, okay,
and I did their show. It's a show called Tag It where comedians go and do stand up, and then everyone workshops the shows together. Yeah. Someone says, "Wait, is that Bob?" What?
What do you mean, wait, is that Bob?
Someone said, was it the Bob show? Oh, I was like, did someone say, wait, is that Bob? Like, who else would I be? Someone did see me in the San Francisco airport after Outside lands, and they went, you know, when someone sees you, but they weren't expecting to see you specifically, so they're kind of like shook for a second, and he just went, he just went, Bob the drag queen. You was on Drag Race and you won. And I was like, yep,
that was what they had to say?
I was like, that's what happened. You got me. I was on Drag Race and I did win. Yes, that is the order of events. You are correct about
that. There's a video that I want to share. I'll share in a minute. I guess I should be really more prepared with this, y'all. I'm sorry. It's giving very first time doing any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, so how did this show go? How did the jokes go? Did they? And what do you mean? Well, yeah, it together after you finish your set, everybody stays and critiques each other's material.
No, so on stage, the Sklar brothers. So there's something in stand-up comedy for those of you who don't know who are listening. There's something called a tag. A tag is basically the last thing you say at the very end of your premise to move on to a new premise or a new part of the joke. And and they come up with tags for you So while you're
Oh,
doing your stand up,
that's
they're off to the side writing tags. So it's like the
ah.
audience gets
So
to see.
that is the workshopping of it. Got it.
Yeah, so the audience gets to see the community around stand-up comedy. How sometimes we help each other with tags, and how sometimes a comedian will come off stage and they'll be like, "Hey, have you thought about trying this, this, and this?" That kind of stuff.
I dig that. I dig that a lot. Um, and so what did you can you share your tag with us?
I have them
You don't
recorded.
have to.
Actually, they're right here on my phone. If you really want to hear some of the tags
Let's hear
that
some
were,
of the tags.
but you have to hear the jokes to hear the tags. So otherwise, they like it
Okay,
might come across as
it's just a sentence.
yeah, but like wait, which phone did I record it on? Hold on, I recorded on this phone. Sorry, hold on. This was okay. This is the Sklar brothers talking to me afterwards. They thought this place was so ghetto. They found spaceships, and one of them had the club on the way. So I have this bit where I talk about how aliens are like, Earth is ghetto. I'm not because how they found spaceships, but there was no one in it. And I was like, the aliens were like, this place is so ghetto. Basically, the idea was like they were like, we're leaving, like leave the car, just hurry
Oh,
up, get in the
you and
car.
I talked about this. Okay, okay, okay. I dig it.
They were like, just get in the car and go. And they were like, you say when we're like, Earth is so bad that the spaceships found a club on their UFO. Um, what's this? By the way, I have a teenage son. You don't have to rat out teenage boys about porn. They leave all the tabs. Then I talk about how there's a teenage boy in my family, and he has a lot of porn on one of his devices, and I was like, oh my god, this is wild. And then he was like, I have a teenage son. You don't have to rat teenage boys out about the porn. They leave tabs open. They leave they leave windows open. And I was like,
I mean, that's true.
yes, I have two phones. Yes, I like two chains. I got two phones.
Two
This
chains, two phones.
this one's for the hoes, and this one's for the bros.
Wait, wait. When did you get an iPhone, you whore?
I've had this phone for literally for years, but this is my real phone that I use for like life, and this is like
That's right. That's right. Let the people know. Let the people know.
Oh my god! Listen. I have no
Yes, you do.
I have no
Allegiance.
fight in the cell phone wars. I am a proud Samsung user, but every once in a
Thank you.
while,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, darling. That's all I'm saying.
but in the cell phone wars, I will not be standing. I'm trying to live in the Switzerland of cell phones.
No, that's not possible.
That's the goal anyway. That's the goal.
You have to stake your claim, bitch.
Um,
Did you end up sorry, let me just did you end up doing anything? Did you end up texting any divas, any legendary divas for their birthday yesterday?
oh, yesterday, got it. You were hinting at something. Yeah, no. Yeah, yesterday was Madonna's birthday. Madonna is
How
gonna
old is
be 65 years old.
work?
Yeah, Madonna, the queen of pop, turned 65 yesterday, and I did text her happy birthday, and she said thank you. It was a pretty short interaction, but
Okay. I dig it. I'm gonna there's
I,
a
I listened to my favorite Madonna song yesterday in celebration, which is "Hung Up."
okay. Oh, really? That's your favorite Madonna song? Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Let me tell you. Um, there is a. Let me go back to the media. There's a video that I watched with some of the gals that I really really enjoyed. That was why breaking down the song "Live to Tell" and how it was written, how Madonna wrote it in like one day with the person who was the producer. Can't remember his name. It's a brilliant video and a great. It's on YouTube. A guy breaking down "Live to Tell" about abuse. You know, we people. I mean, Madonna has kind of talked vaguely about what it's about, but hasn't really gone into it. So this is someone else speculating like what the song is about. But if
Mhm.
for those of you that don't know the song "Live to Tell," it's happened to be I think on the soundtrack of the Sean Penn, who was Madonna's husband or boyfriend at the time, his movie called At Close Range with Christopher Walken, and uh, it's a beautiful. Oh, it's just a So
I
silly.
have a
A
tale
tale
to
to
tell. You
tell.
can't sing at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes it gets so hard to ride it well. Yeah, it's a great song.
Bow, bow, dow, dow,
Hey,
dow.
why is Alan Moore's words on my? Why are these words
Oh,
not
I got
moving?
because I put it up and I didn't put it back down. Just hold on, Bob. I'm trying to do 10 things at once.
Maybe you can allocate some of the duties to me.
Okay, let me see.
No, don't do that. Don't do
Um,
that. Don't do
the
that. Don't do
upload. Yeah, yeah. You want some duties?
that. No, I don't know.
I'm trying to find this Madonna video because here it is. Uh, there's
What
a
song?
beautiful
Wait, what you?
no, not that song.
What was the
What?
Madonna song you lip synced to on Drag Race? What was it? Music.
Music.
Great
Yeah,
song too.
yeah.
Music makes the
Make the
people. We
people
can't sing at the same
come
time, Pat.
together. Huh?
We can't sing at the same time because it's off.
Oh, because we're not together. Sorry.
It's only in sync with you. You're the only one getting the.
Okay. In my mind, we're perfectly on. It's like shower singing.
Someone said this is
Um,
getting your aunties
I'm
get
gonna
on
play
Facebook
this.
Live.
Let me take this person's thing off. I do wanna where's the live chat? Let me go down to wherever that live chat is. Here it is. Got it right here. I think I found it. Where
Hey,
is it?
Mr. DJ, put a record on. I wanna dance with my
Um,
baby.
I want to show you this video. This is a video of Madonna. Um,
Now, I am not HIV positive, but what if I were? I would be more afraid of how society would treat me for having the disease than the actual disease itself.
So protect yourself. Not having sex is one way to avoid AIDS. Staying away from people who shoot drugs is another. If you do have sex, use a condom. It may be the most important thing you ever do.
I think it's really pathetic because it's not headline news anymore, and I think a lot of people think it's just gone away, but it hasn't. And I think what's really happening is that, that straight community isn't taking responsibility for it, because that's really...
okay, well, that's basically.
I mean,
That was
Madonna's
just
an
like a little
icon.
snippet of it. We know she's an ally. We know she's an icon, but a lot of people don't know and remember, like the talking about AIDS and HIV and the LGBTQ community publicly was just not so easy back in the day. So it just reminded me of just how much she's done and how much of her time she spent talking about these things publicly. That was like what we just watched was like 30-second clip of like a 5-minute video of her appearances and speeches and different things from the 80s, from the late 80s through the 2000s.
Yeah, she was
Talking.
early in this. Oh, okay. And outside of that, Madonna's advocacy is obviously phenomenal. Let's talk about
Sex.
I said Madonna is. I think a lot of people don't realize that Madonna is a. Actually, I think a lot of people do
A
realize this.
bitch. No.
When I say Madonna's a brilliant performer, can you share my screen real quick? Do you
Sure
have that
can.
ability? Look at
Mhm.
this, y'all. Look at this dance break Madonna's
Wait,
doing.
Bob, are you sure you like is that everything you want showing on your screen? People will
Can you see
be.
the whole screen? Yeah.
Yeah, we can see the whole screen. I would maximize it. Or
Is it
like
maximized? Do you see it?
hold on. Now it's maximized. There we go.
Just get into this clip of Madonna dancing. Get into this clip of Madonna. Like, y'all, she is going. This is low key wild.
What performance? Oh, this is on NBC. What performance was that?
And I think, by the way, I think
Oh, was it the?
at the
Well, let
time
me.
she was, at the time, that was like 50 something.
No, but what performance was it?
I'm not, that was from I think that was the Hard Candy tour.
Okay.
But, well, let me double check for sure. That was
I think that was
Madonna.
a Super Bowl or something. Or
No, that wasn't Super Bowl. That was the Confessions tour 2006. Madonna was already.
it aired on TV.
So that was 2006. So what's wait, I can't do math, but okay, hold on. Let me ask how old Madonna was in 2006. How old was
Hey
Madonna?
Google, how old was Madonna in 2006?
She was 48. That was 48 years old. She was going
48.
ham.
I mean, that's like I won't say what it's like.
Well, yeah, Madonna's an amazing performer. So anyway,
She's a
happy
brilliant
birthday. But
performer.
what we're getting at is happy birthday, Madonna. You're an icon. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Madonna. You're an icon. We're hopeful that your health is back together and that you will be back on tour soon. We're excited. Obviously, we're excited for you to be on tour with Madonna, Bob. And so yeah, super excited about that. We'll await any news with bated breath.
Terribly. Well, they already knew the tour has already been officially rerouted. All of the dates were If you had a ticket, your new ticket has been
You're shit out of luck. No, just kidding.
your new ticket has been sent to your email. So there it is.
Through a sneaky link on OnlyFans. I have been watching a show called Stars on Mars.
Okay.
It's a show called Stars on Mars, and it is wild. It's about it's a reality competition show where a bunch of celebrities
Go to Mars. Got it.
go to Mars, but not really Mars. It's like somewhere in the desert.
Thanks for
And
clearing that up. That they didn't actually ship celebrities to Mars. Because I was worried they were going to send Tom
but
Hanks.
the premise is that they're all on Mars and they have to like do these challenges and tasks. And at the end of the challenge, whoever was the worst at it gets booted, basically. So it's like Survivor of Mars or whatever. But Lance Armstrong is one of the celebrities that's on there.
Oh, word.
And he, for those of you that don't remember the early 2000s, Lance Armstrong was the Olympic level, professional cyclist who I think he competed at the Olympic level. I don't really know. I don't really know.
The main thing was he won the Tour de France.
He won the Tour de France. So yeah. So he award-winning top cyclist and had a Live Strong organization, which was the first time I'd ever really seen those sort of rubber silicone bracelets. It was like a yellow one. His was the yellow one, but now they have them all different colors. So he created the Live Strong Network which was his charity. And then he was accused of doping using performance.
Before we go too far, we should talk about the big impact that he had was on with people with
testicular cancer. He had testicular cancer, and that was
at every age. If you are a person who has testicles, you need to be checking them for lumps at every single age. This is not a thing for old people. This is not a thing for young people. It can affect you at any age. Tom Green was another person who had testicular cancer at a pretty young age as well. And also breast cancer at every age, at every sexual orientation, at every gender identity. You can have breast cancer. Breast cancer is not just for men, women, cis men, trans men. Everyone can get breast cancer. So you need to be checking your chest for lumps and checking your testicles for lumps. Even if you are a trans man who's had top surgery, a top surgery does not a double mastectomy make. You can still get breast cancer. Check your body for lumps all the time. Anyway, thank you for coming up to my PSA. My TED Talk.
Yeah, it's important. Everybody check yourselves. Well, I wish that Lance Armstrong had checked himself because on this show, he, out of the blue, of all the things that Lance Armstrong could have like asserted, out of the blue, I'm not saying, and I of course I wasn't there. This is an edited show, so we have to give him.
What did he say?
I don't really know what happened beforehand, but all of a sudden, Lance Armstrong made the decision to stop the conversation and tell everyone that he disagreed with transgender people in sports, and he thought that trans women in women's sports, he didn't use that term.
What did he say?
I think he just said trans in sports.
Also, okay, just for everyone out there listening, I made a TikTok about this. I just want to say two things real quick. Transgender is not a noun. You cannot meet a transgender. Transgender is an adjective. Think of the word pretty or the word tall. You can't say, I met a pretty today. I met a tall today.
You can say it.
You can say it, but you'll sound stupid. It is
Just
an
like you sound when you say I
adjective.
met a
If you say I met
transgender.
a transgender woman, and also trans works the same. Trans is just a shortened version of transgender, so you can't say I met a trans. And also, here's one that's going to really blow y'all's minds: male and female are not nouns. Male and female are also adjectives. So you cannot be a male. You can be male. You cannot be a female. You can be female, but you cannot be a female. That's not how those things work. Anyway, that's just me. Anyone who knows me knows that I love semantics.
Let's get into this chat.
Anyone who knows me knows that I love semantics, and that is one of the semantics I will down a hill on. How you gonna tell? How is a female gonna tell me as a female? How a female when you a whole female? You a female? You a whole female?
Okay,
That's how they sound. When you a whole female?
Was this all suddenly? Was this Bill Cosby? Is that Fat Albert?
When you a whole ass female, you can hear the. And let me tell you right now, this is triggering to me. Hold on.
Oh God! Oh Lord!
Whenever a cis straight man has one, if you go to a cis straight man's house and he has one of these, leave. Leave immediately.
Oh my God! You are not lying. First of all,
me.
what mic are you using if it's not that one?
I said, no, listen. GGT can have these. Girls, gays, and theys can have these. If you go to a cis straight man's house and
he has one of those, I agree. Run.
Anywhere in the
Run.
house. When I tell
First of all, there's probably a hidden camera somewhere.
Baby,
that's the first thing.
To run because this
baby.
No more straight niggas with podcasts. No more podcasts.
No more of this. Oh God, what are we doing?
Don't stay in the house.
It's true. You are going to end up in some Andrew Tate video. Okay. So he was adamant about informing everybody that he didn't agree with it. He thought that trans in sport is cheating and that it's using performance enhancing drugs and it gives an unfair advantage. And I just thought back to myself. Of all the things that Lance could have been known for in his legacy, being a brilliant cyclist, probably one of the best cyclists on record from America.
The Michael Jordan of cycling, really.
Yeah. Undergoing and having a very public battle with testicular cancer. He already had his own blunder. The controversy with Lance Armstrong, for those of you that don't also remember and know, is that he was accused of using doping and using performance-enhancing drugs and in danger of having his title stripped. I think he might have had, I don't really know, his record and title stripped because he was accused of using steroids or something in order to enhance his win. So this like lightning fast speed that he was getting was under question. And so his status as the Michael Jordan of cycling was in question because he was accused of, and I think that they came to a conclusion, I think he was busted.
Wait, can I say one thing real quick? Sorry, someone in the chat is like, just so you know, Merriam-Webster says that male is a noun. Male and female are only used as nouns for plants and animals. When it comes to human beings, it is an adjective. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, honey. All right, go ahead.
Well, Lance was also sued by the U.S. government for $100 million for fraud. Yeah, because of, I think the Live Strong network also had a little something going on. Anyway, so the point is, for someone who's been accused of doping and using performance-enhancing drugs, and if it was, I don't know if it was steroids, it's just very rich for that person to come into the debate and try to throw trans people under the bus, talking about now all of a sudden he's a purist when it comes to sports and that he doesn't agree with, doping in sports. Maybe he does have a leg to stand on with it, but I just think it was uncalled for. And he went to bat with some of the people that were in the house. There weren't any trans people in the house as far as I know, but these are all celebrities that are well known. And many of them who were saying, this is not your argument. We don't want to get into this conversation right now. And it feels kind of unfair to be like talking about trans people. Nobody's here to defend themselves. So they were like trying to defend trans people, or like you say, hey, why are you going there? And he was like, I'm adamant. I'm adamant. And then he was like, I guess I'll just leave the house if y'all are all gonna attack me for having my own
He's
thoughts.
like, and not only that, I'm a professional. When he goes, no one knows more about doping and cheating in sports than me. Listen, take it from me. I cheated. Listen, if you want to know anything about how to cheat at sports, believe me, baby, I know how to cheat the right way. Listen,
Yes.
he left the house. He drove straight to Neo's house. He left straight from the house, went straight to Neo's house, where they both identified as goldfish. I can't. He he just bought himself a Shure microphone, and he's about to go live right now to tell his thoughts on why transgenders shouldn't be allowed to play in sports, which is just such a wild take to me in general. And that's like someone says stuff like someone says something like I think that that these men are joining women's sports, they can rise to the top. This is no shade to women's sports, but we're glitching apparently.
We're
uh
glitching.
Apparently we're glitching. Not on YouTube anyway, because I'm streaming on YouTube simultaneously. Oh no, actually it is kind of glitching, never mind.
What's
Oh,
happening?
I don't know. It's getting weird, girl. Anyway, maybe it's back. So this is no shade to women's sports, but I promise you all, no one is leaving the NBA for the treatment and the pay and the exposure they get over in the WNBA. No one, people are not. People think that people are going through through FFS and name changes and hormone replacement, all to go into the bathroom and be weird. Y'all, people who are problematic and creepers are creepers with they're not waiting. They're not going through any proper channels to be creepers. I promise you.
Yeah, I'm the conversation about trans people in sports is a big one. It's an important one, and it's nuanced. I think for sure, for some people perhaps. Uh,
There's
but
a lot of parameters too for what trans people are when trans people are allowed to participate in sports. A lot of parameters, and I think the parameters for swimming are now like you can't participate in swimming unless you transition before a certain age. If you want to compete at an Olympic or collegiate level, I can't remember if it's Olympic or collegiate, but there's a lot of scientists doing a lot of research to make sure that the playing field is leveled.
yeah, it's it there these the issue about transgender people and whether it's sports or surgeries or hormones. Bottom line, in my thing, if first of all, it's nobody's business what trans people do with their bodies. That's the first thing. Second of all, with the issue about transgender people and what they happen to do to their bodies medically is not new. It's not experimental. It's not mutilation. These are things that have been around for ages. And when we talk about gender affirming care, these are surgeries and medications and therapies and different things that cisgender people have been doing and do and currently do, have been doing for years, for decades and decades. Nobody has anything to say when a young teenage boy gets breast reduction surgery, or when someone who's assigned female at birth, a cisgender girl, teenage girl, goes in because her breasts are too big and it's causing her back pain and problems in her back, and so she has a breast reduction surgery. Nobody has anything to say about that. So people talking about trans people being mutilated and all this stuff, it's just completely disingenuous, I believe. And these therapies and surgeries and things like that have been around since for decades on decades, as far back as, at least in Western medicine, since around the 1930s. Magnus Hirschfeld had his Institute for Sexual Research back in the 1920s and 30s, where trans people and queer people and non-binary people were living full and healthy lives, undergoing surgeries and therapies and things like that. That research was all taken down and burnt by the Nazis, which seems to be oddly in line with what's happening now. But it's not new. I guess that's the point.
Also,
I do.
you all don't take our word for this. Don't take the word of anyone who does their own research unless they're a scientist. If you just read up from reputable sources, you will realize that this conversation is actually not as scary as someone like Lance Armstrong would
Armstrong.
have you believe.
Yeah. It's honestly not. I do feel like it's we as the in the trans community, because we are a very small minority, are being used as a scapegoat, you know?
Has there
And
ever been like an attack on such a tiny community?
I just think, yes, there probably has been, but
Yeah, probably. You're
I
right.
mean, yeah,
Probably so.
there definitely has, but I do think that, I mean, this a lot of the things that we're seeing now are lining up with what fascists and people in the Nazi Party have done historically on record. And that's how, like, their rise to power was preceded by demonizing certain groups, and all these groups were in a succession. It wasn't just like we got rid of the gays and that was it. They would come for the gays, they would come for the trans people, they would come for the women, they would come for the people of color. It was like in a line. It's all connected. And so I believe that this Western style of fascism really does rely on having like a binary and very limited amount of groups of people that are fighting against each other that you can control from the top. But that is a whole nother topic. Yeah, it's a whole nother. Somebody said, I said fascists, not fashion. Good Lord.
What is it, fascist? Thank you. What is it, fascist?
Fashionable fascists.
That's your new video. Is it? But is it? That's your new viral video. But is it fascist?
Is it fascist? Oh my God, girl.
It's fascist. It's fascist.
It's giving. It's, you know, when they throw over the government and they ride it from the what?
You know the thing where they
what is it that where you wear a fascist
when you fake election fraud? Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
You know what's wild? Okay, election fraud is one thing, but then faking election fraud is such a different level of
election fraud on its own. But then
election fraud is one thing, but faking election fraud is election fraud, right?
Faking election fraud is also election fraud.
It's giving catch-22.
It's giving catch-22, darling. It's giving
the whole we are so I don't even know where
I was gonna say it's really interesting. We were talking about trans folks and definitions and how you can be a transgender human being or trans woman but not a trans or not a transgender. But
it's kind of so country said that a transgender.
But in the whole, there was a controversy a couple of weeks ago that one of our icons in the community, T.S. Madison, was inadvertently involved in, which kind of brought to light the argument about an argument and a conversation about cisgender women and not wanting to be called cis women, not wanting to be called a birthing person, things like that.
Well, the birthing person conversation, which is so wild, is typically whenever someone refers to the term birthing person, they're talking about people who don't want to be called mothers. They're not saying everyone is a birthing person. They're usually saying, I'm going to be giving birth and I'm not a mother.
That's the thing. People, it seems as though, and I could be off wrong here, not my titties getting ready to pop out.
Oh, we about to get demonetized. Hey, we about to get deep down. Hey, watch the views go up. Watch the views go up. Do you remember the time you put your boobs in the camera and the views kept going up? Do you remember that time? We were live.
I do, when my titty popped out, the views were like, bling, 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 bling.
No, it was the time where you put your boobs in the camera for like 30 seconds.
Should I do it? Should I try
and the numbers just started going up.
Does it work?
All right, we're currently, the numbers went up. We were at 490. Now we're at 500.
What is going on? How does it know? How does it know?
People are scrolling and they're like, oh.
So I just have to go like this.
They're like, let me hang out for
Okay,
a second.
let me talk about.
My coconuts, you can put them in your mouth right now, right now, right now. We're at 560. The numbers keep going up.
It works. It works. It works.
I'm screaming.
Oh my God. When you put your titties.
We're at 5. The numbers keep climbing up. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
You see the numbers
When I go like this, my titties go like this, and the numbers jump.
Well, don't nip. Don't pop a nip, girl.
I'm not gonna pop it.
Oh my God. Okay, and if you put them down, see if the numbers go down.
Go like this.
And now we're at 4. Okay, we're at 415.
It's going down. Oh my God! What is it? It's giving OnlyFans. It's giving OnlyFans.
Listen, sex sells, and we know that. Okay.
Okay.
What we saying? What we saying?
I was saying the conversation about cis women not wanting to be called different things, and so in light of that, T.S. Madison had announced that in an interview that she's not going to use the term cis anymore for cisgender. And there's been a couple other people that I know that are trans that have decided to concede that point. And it is interesting when we talk about like the destructuring of colonialist, imperialist, patriarchal, Christian fundamentalist, patriarchy, and their approach to male, female, binary, and all of that, and how we view our, like in Western culture, we view our sex and sexuality and our genders through those lenses.
Yeah.
I guess we can't criticize. We should criticize that, but is it really fair to criticize all of that and the notion that as people of color, we as these sort of bodies that are all over, that are every extreme, male, female, and then in between, can we criticize that notion without criticizing the terminology of cis versus trans? Because it is a European language, right? That we're ascribing to cis people and trans people.
So that I am in these TikTok debate streets, right? You know that I
know you are.
I'm in the toxic streets of the TikTok debate. And when you're over there on that side of town, you get a lot of people who talk about the term cis and why they don't. But then there's this notion, right? There's this notion that the term cis was created by the queer community. That they're like, well, this word that y'all made up is like, okay, wait. First of all, queer people did not make up the term cis. This is not slang from Pose, Legendary, or RuPaul's Drag Race. This is not a term that we joke about at the bar. This is a phrase that's been introduced by scientists, social scientists, genealogists who have come up with these terms and put them on people. You know what I mean? So we did not create these terms. These are just terms that we just like, a diabetic didn't necessarily make up the term diabetes. But in the way I would think, for example, someone's like, I don't like the term cis. Okay, even if you don't like the term diabetic, it doesn't make you not diabetic. Even if you don't like the term American, it doesn't make you not American. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying with the term cis. Are you frozen, Pep? Oh, you were frozen for a second.
No. We didn't make up this terminology, and I mean, regardless of who made it up, the terminology has existed way longer than the terminology is quite old. It goes back. It's Latin. Nobody even uses that most of Latin anymore. Obviously, a lot of our languages are based in Latin and are rooted in Latin, evolved from Latin. But if you have a problem with like, there's so many words that we use in today's language that come from the same exact origin that cis, the prefix of cis, comes from. And so that is what you would want to have an issue with, like the Webster Dictionary, or like not queer people using the term. And it's not just queer people that use that terminology. That's the point. We didn't make up the terminology, like Bob said, but even more so, it's really about having some nuance in and being more specific about it. But just know that using the term a real woman just says that trans women are not real women. And that is really the root of the issue, I think. When we hear people saying, I don't want to be called a birthing person, no one's going up to them calling them a birthing person to their face. That's the first thing. Second of all, they're just saying they don't like hearing the term used, birthing person, in reference to people having babies. And really what they're saying is, I don't believe that men can have babies. I think the only people who can have babies are women in their mind. Everybody who can give birth to a baby is a woman. And whether they identify as a woman or not, that's a woman. That's what they're really saying. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. And there's also there's this common sentiment I keep seeing online, which I see one right here, and it says, "Do you respect people's preferences when they ask you not to refer to them as cis?" That's what they're asking us right now. And to that, I want to say,
repeat that again. I'm going to put it on the thing. Where is it?
It's
you might be
Shauna.
From who?
Shauna on YouTube.
Okay, YouTube one. Can you start? Oh, can I start?
I don't know if you can go to them by.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Is it start with "Do you respect" or "Do you"?
Do you respect people's preferences when they ask you not to refer to them as cis, Peppermint, and Bob the Drag Queen? And here's my question.
No one's ever asked me that. First of all,
yeah.
When I've used the term cis, most people are like, "What does that mean?"
The only time I've ever used the term cis is usually in a place where you have to put yourself in a situation where you'll be called cis. In a TikTok room, no one's calling you cis in the streets. No one. I don't ever say this is my mom. She's a cis. My mom, the cis woman. I say this is my mother, or I'll say this is my brother. I don't say this is my brother, the cis man. I just say this is my brother Justin. You know what I mean? And what I feel like is cis people are often referring to their trans friends. This is my trans friend, Peppermint. This is my trans friend, Laverne Cox. This is my trans friend, Betty Oatmeal, or whatever. I'm trying to name someone who's not famous.
Oatmeal.
But I don't know any. Anyway, that's not the point. I couldn't think of a name off the top of my head. But what I'm getting at is, I don't think that being called cis is a thing that actually happens in the world. Outside,
it's really just a marker
outside of conversations about trans and cis people.
Exactly. I watched a video recently, and maybe I can try to find it. How do you share your screen?
I just hit it says share at the bottom.
Share. Okay. Let me see if I can go. Let me see if I can find this video because it's actually pretty interesting. Insta. Not me pulling up my Instagram messages on the. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, I see you live. Oh, pheromone looking so good. Where did I watch this? Did I save it?
Why you looking for this? I want to say something too. I realized something. When you talk to someone about the term cis and why they hate it, when you strip everything away from the conversation about being called cis, once you pull all the malarkey away, you're left with one reason. When you get down to one reason why they don't like it, and they always end up saying the exact same thing. They always say, because I just don't like it. Once you strip away I
don't like it.
I just don't like it. And we know that people don't just not like things. Like if you didn't like a steak at the restaurant, you don't just not like it. You probably didn't like it because it was too salty, because the texture wasn't good. There's a reason why you don't like it. And once you're willing to delve into why you just don't like it, I think often you'll unearth that you don't like its proximity to transness or feeling other. That's what I've experienced all the time.
Let me see if I can find this. Okay, I don't have it. It was a video about skin tones used in film and television, in the film and television industry, and that when this technology was new and being, like probably around the 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, they had when Kodak was testing their film for the cameras and for the video cameras, or film cameras. They weren't actually video cameras back then. They had something called Shirley cards, which they took people, women, maybe the first one was named Shirley. And
Surely they were cards, yes.
Surely they were, and they would, let me get Miss Thing's thing off the thing. They would take pictures of them and test them up against different light or whatever. And then that's how they knew the film is good. It looks good on human skin tones. And the video I watched was really funny because it was like they had a very, very diverse group of humans that they would test. It was basically a group that consisted of all white women. And so brown skin was not something they were testing for when they were using these Shirley cards. So brown skin, when it was, I'm trying to get this damn picture thing off the thing, Bob. I'm trying.
It's
I don't
okay.
know if I can. Black people's, the film industry did not account for the differences in black skin tones and how our skin tone would show up maybe differently than other skin tones, and that some considerations would be put into that. Nobody cared about that. Nobody was talking about that. The industry did not move to that. There was a huge move in the industry, in the film industry, to correct brown colors, how they showed up on camera, but it had nothing to do with black people. Do you know what it had to do with? Furniture. The furniture companies were upset on how their wood furniture was showing up on camera, and they were taking the film industry to task and saying, you need to do a better job. And so they quickly moved to fix the brown tones, and that's how black skin tones started showing up a little bit more realistic and a little more naturally.
On a podcast, I think it was 99% Invisible, maybe, did an episode about this, but I can't remember if it was 99% Invisible or This American Life.
And so the point is that what was seen as the standard, what was seen as the standard was white skin tones. And so I think what's really interesting is I felt really grateful 10 years ago when I was hearing this debate from this conversation attacking trans people by people so-called self-described feminists. Now people that we could categorize under the TERF moniker, trans exclusionary radical feminists. And most of that ideology and most of these talking points were coming out of England and the UK 10 years ago. And I was really grateful not to hear them. I was like, trans people are advancing in the United States and we're not being attacked in the same way that this viciousness is in the UK.
Well, they have one very, 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 very famous, powerful TERF over in the UK, who's one of the most prolific authors, literally, of all time.
Right. Well, that was only in the past.
I was saying she's made it her mission in life. She's writing entire books about it now.
Well, before her, there was a woman named Germaine Greer who was just the spewing in sort of collegiate academic circles and in lectures and things like that. Anyway, so I was like really grateful that just hadn't made it right across the pond. And then obviously since then it has started to, and it really is, I think, predicated in this idea of white feminism. And white feminism isn't necessarily feminism that's only about white women, but it's feminism that says basically, I'm going to use the systems of power that already exist, and I'm going to excel in the systems of power that already exist. White feminism, described by some, is not a woman creating and building a company from the ground up. It's one woman getting a higher job in a male-dominated company and industry. That's what we call white feminism. And so anyway, I'm getting a little off topic, but the point is, it seemed as though a lot of the talking points that were turfy talking points were mostly revolving around white feminism, until they were successfully able to really get Black women upset about being called cisgender. And I think that is where the inlet, it started with the Dave Chappelle comedy special, and then Black women are seeing sort of this pitting trans women against Black women, Black cis women, and that whole fight, and then feeling like the talking points are trans women are here to replace us. They're trying to erase us. We're already you know, the lowest on the totem pole, and they don't see that black femmes are low on the totem pole either, I think. And they said, I'm a natural woman. All I have is my womanhood. You can't take that away from me too. That's kind of the argument that I'm hearing from people. And I
Wait
think it's
till they
really
find out how
unfortunate.
powerful wait till they find out how powerful the world will be once all women unite together. That I don't think people are ready for the conversation about how powerful the world will be if all women and feminists unite together, instead of because then you have people who are feminists, but then they're feminists just for cis women, or feminists just for white women, or feminists just for black cis women. But what if all the women got together and use their power? I think that this could be a divisive tactic to make sure that doesn't happen.
I agree. I mean,
Let
it's
me grab some real
unfortunate.
quick. I'll be right back. Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Okay, it is unfortunate that is a that these what I believe is these talking points and these are a part of a larger effort to obviously separate us, and that probably sounds like a platitude. Yeah, we need to come together, but I mean, divide and conquer is a strategy that we can see is utilized by people who groups of people or people who want to solidify their power or come into power, and sort of exploit people's experiences and lives to keep them at the bottom, and so
You're gonna kill me.
I will kill you. What, bitch?
You're gonna kill me.
Bob, you I can't say what I really want to say, but you know what I want to say.
Hey, well, I was just so hungry that I ordered without thinking.
It's okay. I'm fasting today. I was drinking Kool-Aid.
And I'm eating fast today.
Let's go to the comments. Wait, go ahead. Say your point.
The views will go up. Oh, they're already going up. People saw the Taco Bell. People saw the Taco between the
Taco Bell and titties. 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 Taco Bell and titties.
I don't work for Taco Bell, but these
are trash.
Are
trash.
Whoa. Yeah. It is a cinnamon ball.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I'm telling you.
What is it? Is it like a cinnamon churro thing?
Yeah, I got two. I'll show you. Look, I'll bite one in half.
Let's see.
Hold on. So
hold on. Can I mute this? Is this going to kill me to try to tune into this? No, I should do it on YouTube. No, I shouldn't.
I cannot say enough great things about.
Oh shit! I mute it. All right.
You're not muted. Oh.
I can't mute it.
Oh. Y'all.
Is it good?
It's a peppermint. I've eaten this every day for the past 5 days.
Bob.
I know.
Bob, don't do it, darling. Don't do it.
Today's my last. Yeah. Today's my last.
Today's your last day doing that.
My last day of my Taco Bell.
And then what happens?
And then I'm going back on tour. I'm going to Nashville, where I will be. Should I not eat on camera? Is that?
Girl, we've already done it.
Yo, you just get to hang out with me. I'm not eating it. I'm not eating like right into the microphone or anything.
You're rude. I'm trying to tune in and look at our live.
Okay, what?
Because I'm trying to look at you on the actual camera. Here we go. I can do it. Okay, there we go. Now I got you. Now I can see your face.
Good. Y'all.
What? Is it good? Wait, Bob, you got a bunch of donuts?
No, I just got 4. Not a bunch. I don't need to be judged.
Okay. I'm not judging you.
I'm kidding. I ordered 4 of the Cinnabon Delights.
They're called Cinnabon Delights?
No, I think that might be the coffee thing. They're called Cinnabon something, like Cinnabon something. They're great.
Okay, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I just don't remember what it is.
Oh.
Sexy video. Somebody says sexy video. Call me
Oh.
from me shaking my titties.
Can we invite people into this thing? I don't even know how that would work.
I don't know. I think that's a little advanced.
Well, you know, we have a podcast to do in like 30 minutes.
I know we do. Yeah. So we'll go and get ready, but I want to talk about one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you and I never talked about the Alabama Slammer. Did we talk about it on?
Girl. Obsessed.
All of the stuff coming out.
I came up with some names for people.
Reenactments.
I came up with some names for people. Yeah.
Okay, tell me.
Swim Jones.
Not Slim Jones. Swim Jones.
Swim Jones. I came up with Fitted Captain America.
Ooh.
And then I came up with Charlemagne the God for the guy with the chair.
Charlemagne, not Charlemagne. Oh my God, yes.
Charlemagne the God. That was a wild ride, right?
That was Wildisha.
But
Wildisha.
Why did you try to jump that black man? That's so like.
Why did what?
Imagine trying to do your job, and then first of all, boat people are already their own breed of pretentious. No shade if you're in the chat and you own a boat, but boat people are really on something else.
Yes, it's in particular.
These boat people are on a whole different level of something else. And then boat people from Alabama. Are you kidding me? This man is going to tell them they need to move their little dinky ass boat because the boat called the Harriet 2 is coming. It's coming in.
Wait, is that the name of the boat?
The boat that was coming in was called the Harriet 2.
Lies.
For realsies, right?
Are you sure that was the name of the boat?
Almost positive.
Girl,
while the man's asking them to move, this one of the guys, probably drunk, one of the white guys, just decides, I'm going to attack you. Now listen, we've all been annoyed by a security guard. Everyone has been annoyed by a security guard at some point. I have never attacked one. Ever.
Me neither.
They thought they had him outnumbered. They said, we got this black man outnumbered. They started jumping him. Swim Jones swam over, lifted himself out of the water.
In a glorious way. It was a glorious way.
16 years old. Probably still is 16 years old.
Wait,
first of all, if I swam across the water, first of all, if I could swim, let's start with that. I can't swim. If I swam across the water,
not even in water can Bob swim.
Do you think I would have the strength to put my hands on the deck and it was like those things where not
like, after them Ford Cinnabon churros.
It's like when like a 100-pound woman lifts a car off of her child,
off the baby. Mm-hmm.
He went over there, and then all the other people,
and then wrung out his clothes, took off his shorts, his pants, shirts,
and then other people started seeing the drama, and they started joining in and said, "No, not today." Black people started manifesting out of the sky. Portals were opening up. Black people were coming out of the water, coming out of the sky, coming out of the walls. White people were transforming into black people. All like in the Matrix. You know in the Matrix when one of the people turns into a what do you call them?
Oh, the like seekers or what? Like
the agents. When
the agents
turning into black people, surrounding them. It was beautiful.
Oh
Beautiful.
God.
Black people, we were he manifested black people.
Not white people turning into black.
Oh, Agent Smith. That's what it's Agent Smith. Agent Smith. People, you pick up a phone, you go, "Ah." White people pick up the phone, they go, "Ah." Turn black. It started. Someone said that's what happened to Pearl.
Oh, stop! Stop! Okay.
Was honestly, I don't know what everyone's doing on that day next year, but I know where
I'm going to Alabama.
I know where I will be. What was the date? What was the date of the Alabama brawl? What was the date?
Hey Google, what day was the Alabama boat brawl?
The Montgomery brawl. What day was that?
August 5th. Hey Google, be quiet. August 5th, 2023.
August 5th. Hey Google, stop. You made mine do it too. August 5th. August 5th, I will see you all there. I will see you all there, honey. Bring your fitted caps, bring your chairs.
Oh no, don't bring it down.
It is going down, honey. No boat will be, and the Harriet too will be parked safely, honey.
Oh,
Safely, Miss Thing.
I can't believe it was called the Harriet.
Harriet too. They had to make way for Harriet, honey. Move out the way. Move out the way. Queen come through.
Oh, yeah. It's. Wait, there's one other thing I want to talk about real quick. I don't remember what it is. Let me take a look. Oh God, girl, you made me laugh so hard I can't even. Oh, wait, I want to ask you a question. Two quick things. What are your thoughts about the Michael Oher and the Toy family? Michael Oher was
Oh my God.
yeah, girl.
Blindside.
The Blind Side. What do y'all think in the chat?
So if y'all don't know, Michael did not know, he's a retired football player. He did not know that he wasn't adopted. He thought he got adopted. He found out in his adulthood that what he actually did was sign a conservatorship. So they had just been making money off of him this whole time. I haven't done a lot of deep diving into it, but apparently they've just been making money off of him this whole time. And he was never, actually, they were never his parents.
Apparently they weren't. I mean, and they've replied and responded to his statements and said that.
Blindside starring Sandra Bullock.
Excuse me, Sandra Bullock. The Blind Side starring Sandra Bullock. But then there was like a move. At least I saw it in the Shade Room that they were like, let's take back Sandra Bullock's Oscar. I think she won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, all right, that's a lot.
That's a little like, come on, y'all. What does that do? And then the clips. People can't separate art from fiction because art from reality, because then they're not only are they saying take her Oscar from her, but then people are like pulling up the clips of her talking about white privilege in regards to her black children and like examining that. What happens when people can't hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, Sandra Bullock has black children.
Listen, if y'all can't hear and it's glitching, it's you. I don't believe there's a problem with my mic. If Bob can hear me, somebody's like, "Girl, what happened to Bob's mic?"
But we can hear you.
Yeah, we can't. I'm sorry, it's not individualized tech services.
Pep has 467 individual streams going right now. If you're not getting the stream, she has targeted.
Let me know which stream, and I will reset your thing. If it is a problem, you please log back in because other people are saying it's very much majority rules on this one, y'all. I'm sorry about that.
Look, I did destroy that mill. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did destroy it, and I will tell you all what I got before we get out of here. What I ordered
People are
was
saying I'm too loud.
I ordered a dipping taco with seasoned
Dipping taco.
yeah with seasoned beef instead of the shredded beef. I get the guacamole dip and the spicy ranch dip. I get 8 packs of hot sauce. I got 1 large Baja Blast Zero because I'm on a diet. I got 2 Cinnabon packs, 2 packs, and a cheesy gordita crunch.
That sounds like a lot.
Ooh. Yeah. See, come for me and my food, and you get sent to the netherworld. I don't, I don't know what. What? Y'all, don't judge me for my zero. I love it. I don't know. Pep's been sent away. She. TMZ printed an excerpt from his autobiography where he explained the conservatorship and showed he did understand the arrangement. Well, you know what? I don't know all the details. All I know is that he feels slighted and he feels like his parents making a little bit too, or his conservators were making a little bit too much money off his name. Oh, Pep came back for 3 seconds. Welcome back. Now I can't hear you. But Pep, we have to go anyway. We have to go get ready. I can't hear you now. Now what we have to do are you muted? Check the bottom left corner. We do have to go do a podcast though, Pep. To those of you listening, I would like for you all to please go listen to Town Hall, a Black queer podcast. Pep and I have 2 amazing seasons out right now. We're still recording our second season, obviously. Hey, Cynthia Fontaine. And there's some really, really great stuff going on over there. Pep, you are just a beautiful, voiceless. You're like Ariel, no voice but stunning, and great legs. No voice and stunning with great legs.
I don't know what's going on.
There you are.
You can hear me? Okay, it's in my headphones though. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the time is a little off. The time is a little off. If you were Ariel, who is the witch that stole your voice? Who's the wicked witch that stole your voice?
Wouldn't it be
Ursula? Yeah, but who's Ursula? And if